Let's test if this is working. Videos. Looks like it's working. Test the chat. No chat. Why? The fuck, man? I set it up. Well, that's just great, isn't it? How's it going, Outworld? Sorry, the chat's not working on screen. Yeah. Don't know what the fuck I've done wrong. I copied it from there. That's very strange, it's not working. Normally you just copy it and that's it. Oh, there it is, it's working now. What the fuck? I did that, I don't know, a few months ago or something. Anyway, it's working now. Make a fool out of me. Test it one more time, just for fun. I think there's like a delay or something. Yeah, no worries, man. There it goes. Okay, it works now. Hello. Hello, everybody. No, I don't have to fucking write. One more thing I got to add. 1 second. Sorry, I normally this is a new computer and I'm normally streaming on Twitch. I haven't done a YouTube stream on here, so none of the things are in place because I deleted a whole bunch because I had a corrupt thing going on with the old setup. So I wanted to get rid of that, and also I don't pay for XSplit, so I had to like get rid of all those things I couldn't access anymore. It's fucking stupid software. Anyway, we need all widgets. I like to have a counter up there on the screen. It's just easier. Here we go. Copy. So I've got the Twitch one up there. Let's turn it off for a second. We'll put the YouTube one there. There we go. Okay. There it goes. It's working. All right. Okay, I think I'm ready to chat. I think I'm ready to chat now. Okay. So, how's it going? How's it going, peeps? How's it going? Long time no see. Yeah. I guess so. Guess it has been a while. I just wanted to talk a bit about this Shao Kahn render. Like, it's such a weird thing for someone to do a YouTube video on, I guess. But I've always just been like that. I've always just wanted to talk a bit about the things around Mortal Kombat, the promotional assets. I just don't want to do what everyone else does, the same bullshit hype videos for the same things across 10 different channels. The same thing that everyone's done. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's funny because just before I started this video, I keep seeing the evolution of in Mortal Kombat videos, right? The evolution of this in Mortal Kombat, the evolution of that in Mortal Kombat, and I'm like, I swear I started that shit. Like, and I know you're thinking, oh, he thinks he started. He thinks he's the first person to say the evolution in Mortal Kombat. So I looked it up. I YouTube searched the evolution of combat, right? Those keywords. Then I set the filter to by upload date, and then I just kept scrolling all the way to the bottom. I got it all the way to the bottom, and I got a screenshot, and I was the first. There's one video under mine, but it's nothing about evolution. It's like some Deadly Alliance video, and then the next one, literally above that, is my video that was the evolution of the Mortal Kombat character select screen, and I always really liked that video, and it has 500,000 views. People like that, and now every time I see an evolution of Mortal Kombat video, I'm like, yep, they stole that from me. Or someone stole it from me, and then someone stole it from them, or something, you know. Yeah, Seagull's, Chip, Look, it's fine. It's humbling in a way. But it kind of sucks too when you see these other people who stole your original concept for a video, and their video has 5 million views, and yours has 500,000 is good, but like if I do a evolution of video now, it won't get anywhere near 500,000 views. It'll get like 1,000 views. Do you know what I mean? And like I always say, if I had just a bit more success on YouTube, I could do so much more with this channel. Like, it could cover events around the world. I would just love to do that. Just do some event coverage around the world. You know, I pay out of my own pocket. The YouTube channel would fuel that. You know, and it would just be awesome. But no, they just give it to the fuckwits. People who say they've been Mortal Kombat fans. Oh, I'm a Mortal Kombat fan my whole life. And then you go on their YouTube video and they haven't talked once about Mortal Kombat in when they first joined YouTube. It's just like in the last year or two, when every other Mortal Kombat video is blowing up, they've jumped on the train and oh yeah, I'm a Mortal Kombat fan as well. It's just my whole life's been like this. You know, just, do you know what I mean? It's just like I say, I can't stop people from doing videos or getting ideas or anything, but I'm just saying, I guess I just hate people who are phony, who say they're fans and they've never once shown it until like something was popular. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was talking about Mortal Kombat when people hated it. Like, when they, and hate's a strong word. I'm talking about like the MKDC. Like, people didn't like that game. I did. I liked it. You know, when people didn't like Special Forces, I was still saying, like, looking forward to the game coming out, and I was still putting up news about it and everything on my website. But yeah, so that's just here or there. That's just something I noticed this morning. I'm like, I know I started that type of video. And that goes back to this, about me liking to do a video that has an independent idea. So I wanted to talk about the Mortal Kombat evolution of the Mortal Kombat select screens back then, because I do find it interesting the way they laid out the characters and the way they, excuse me, hair and mouth, present the characters that are available for you to choose. Like, although it's just there as a you know, an interface. You know, it doesn't have a bearing on the game really, but it kind of does, because those characters, those little portraits, I call them mugshots, they sell you on which character you're going to pick. Do you know what I mean? So if you see, like, for instance, the Scorpion one, and there's a raging inferno behind him, and he's got a cool mask on, maybe a sword in his hand, that might appeal to you. Like, ooh, fuck, he looks hardcore. Or, you know, you might see Kano with the metal faceplate on his eye, and that might, you know, speak to you. That it might be influence you to pick Kano because you like robots or something. You know, so those portraits play a part that way. And then there's just the technicality of it, like showing you how many characters are available straight away, cleanly. This is how many we got. Like a grid is a perfect way to showcase how many characters are at your disposal. Like, so MK2, okay, you got 4x4, you know you got 12 characters. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a perfect square grid, you know, like that. So that's why I wanted to talk about those evolution select screen. And then you had the music too. The music is such a drive behind the Mortal Kombat games, especially Dan Forden's early work on the arcades is legendary. So I've always liked to do videos that are kind of weird. I guess that's an overblown intro to this, but I just also like to give people time to get into the chat. So I wanted to talk about this Shao Kahn render. Now, in fact, I'm going to see, I got my old computer still here hooked up. I'm on this new computer now, but it's still not fully set up properly because I've got so much data, 10 years of data on this old system here. Like, I don't know, it's like 10 terabytes of like videos and assets, and it's just, I need to find a way to, I want to get this Icy Box thing. It's like a NAS, and it allows me to like organize things better. But I just want to bring up something here quickly. I should have done this before. You don't need to see it. I just want to reference it for my discussion. Alright, yeah. Okay. Right. So, I just want to get a bit of history on this. Right. Oh, it's even on here. Okay. Let me look at the dates on this. 9th of December 2010. October 2010. Oh, it's changed later. Okay. Alright, okay. So these two renders, right? They came from the old Mortal Kombat 9 website, right? And I know because I've got it in a folder called MK9 old website. Generally what happens with video game websites is they get announced real low key, like the trailers on there, and there might be a few characters, and you know, that's it. And then as the game development moves along, they'll add more characters, more trailers, more information about the game, and then the website will change usually when all that information gets added, you know, it's usually quite a staged thing. So when the website was first announced, we had these two Shao Kahn renders, right? Now, they added... See, the one on the right is actually not a render. The one on the left, the one with the transparent background, is a render. The one on the right is artwork by Adam Hawke. So if you don't know, Adam Hawke did all the concept art for the characters for Mortal Kombat 9. So what you got here is a very... I was actually confused. I thought these were renders at some stage. The thing that confused me, and it took me a while to figure this out, sort of thing, I sort of stop and think about it. They look... These concept arts look so clean because they're done digitally, right? If you look at old concept art, and that's what fucked me up. Old concept art is like someone sketched it, and it was scanned in, and then it was shown as a JPEG or a PNG or whatever, right? But these are so clean. There's no there's no, you know, you can't see any like pencil lines or anything. It's filled in with a digital art brush, I guess you could call it. And so it kind of does look a bit rendered because it's so crisp. And that's the thing about rendering, is it makes graphics look very crisp. If you look at, you know, even the gauntlets, I think that's what you call them, gauntlets, on Khan's shoulders with the spikes, you know, you can just see the definition on this whole, like, this character. And, so, what happened was, the website got announced, and there was, I've got them here, there was 5 boxes. This is the old MK9 stuff. So there was Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Molina, Shao Kahn, and Raiden boxes, character boxes. Now, I ripped all these renders from the files, so it could be said that Kahn render, the one I want, might not have even been on the website. It might have just been hiding in the code as an unused image, and I found it and was like, oh my god! But I don't have I don't remember that. I do remember that for a Sub-Zero image. I found early on, I found a deleted one where it was like hitting someone with like the frozen skull and it was like breaking. You know, that wasn't ever in the game, I don't think. I found that in the code and they changed that later. But it appears from what I'm looking at here, and it's been so long, like 2010, man. It's like 11 years ago. I can't believe that was 11 years ago, MK9. It appears that this was the render they went with, the one on the right, the concept one. But it appears they added this one first, and then later this one, the one on the left. And then not long after adding the one on the left, I think the whole website was overhauled, and then they went back to this one on the right. And then this one on the left disappeared. And when I say it disappeared, I mean it fucking vanished. Because at the time, and this is what sucks, I was having my whole like problems with Warner Brothers. This is in the heat of this time. I could not ask for this render because every time we asked for things back then, we were just getting told no. Like, they wouldn't even like hear us out. They were just literally told to tell all the fans, they asked for anything, just tell them no. and then they'd give out all this shit to like all the magazines and fucking all the biggest online websites, and you know, Warner Brothers are clout chasers. They go after the people who have the big views, and you know, and all this shit. You know, even though we were the loyal fans, legit fans, you know. So I might have even asked for it, but I don't remember. But yeah, it was very clear at the time. You couldn't ask for anything; they wouldn't give it to you. Whereas Midway would be short, like, sure, yeah, I'll dig that up for you, no problem. You know. So yeah, clout chasers. So I couldn't even ask for this render, and then even if I could have asked for it, and even Midway might have said no in this situation, because it seems like they replaced it with the one on the right. It seems they wanted the one on the right to be like the key character art for Shao Kahn. But the thing, thanks, Jason. The thing is, like, if you look at these two renders, like, for me, this unreleased render is one of the best renders I've ever seen in Mortal Kombat. Like, seriously, it is perfect. Like, it is a perfect Shao Kahn render. I just can't explain it. Well, I can. I'm going to try my best to, but the one on the right doesn't look as Shao Kahn as the one on the left. And I guess I'm just going to point out the reasons, right? You look at this render on the left. Look at the stance for a start. He's just standing perfectly straight. Right, I wish you guys could see my mouse. I can't really. That doesn't work. Yeah, he's standing perfectly straight like a stick. Like a perfectly straight stick. Tree trunk. So is the one on the right. But here's where the difference is on the stance alone. The one on the left, see how he's just standing, and I know it's dark at the bottom. That's because it was ripped from the website. It was part of how they manipulated the graphics to blend in with the background of the website. It would blend into the darkness. So I don't even have this render like at all. I don't have the legs properly, you know, and that's why I've been doing this video and asking around, trying to get a complete version of this, even like a low res one, but I just can't find it. I think from memory, this render might have been... Oh, it's not accessible at the moment. I think it might have been in the Mortal Kombat strategy guide. They might have used this one. I got a feeling that might have been used in the strategy guide somewhere as well. Not sure about that though. But yeah, the perfect stance. See how the legs are apart like that together? They're like level. Whereas you look at this one on the right here. See how he's got his left foot out in front? Like he's sticking his foot out. That to me does not look right. Like, it looks weird. Like, why are you fucking standing like that, dude? The one on the left, Kahn looks like a stone. Like, it's perfect confidence. I can't explain how perfect the confidence in just the stance alone, with the legs like that perfect distance apart like that. I guess this would be something to ask martial arts person about stances. I just feel this is a better fighting stance, and that you're gonna have more control over yourself in this way than in the one on the right. The one on the right, this leg looks like it's open for a trip. Do you know what I mean? The one on the left, no. It's a bit more defensive. And that's just the legs. Then you look at, you know, you got the one arm like that on his hip. That's perfect. The one without the hammer. But then you got the hammer in his other hand. He's holding this massive fucking hammer with one hand. Like, that already says that this guy is strong. Like, really strong. Like, fuck off strong. You know what I mean? Like, he's not even phased by how heavy this hammer is at all, in the slightest. That you can tell by his face. He's not even looking at the hammer like, oh, my arm's tired. Like, he's just looking straight ahead like, you want to go? You know? Then you've got, and that's the perfect thing about the head too, is you can almost see his face, but you can't. But you can almost see the face under that mask there, but it still blocks enough to not show it. And I think that is fucking perfect. You got the red eyes. The red eyes don't exist on the one on the right. And the one on the right shows his mouth, and I think that looks goofy. The one on the left blocks his mouth. The one on the right shows the mouth, and it also does not have the red eyes. It does not have the evil behind Kahn. The one on the left does. I think the helmet looks better on the one on the left than the one on the right. I think this armor on the left is better than the one on the right. This is more the traditional MK2 armor, you know, with the spikes sticking straight up, whereas the one on the right, they're sort of the spikes are kind of grouped, like into like a group of three. I mean, there's three on this side, but they're in a line. And this armor just looks a lot stronger. And see how this armor sort of like wraps around his shoulders on the right. The one on the left, the armor doesn't. The armor goes its way. It goes straight because it's like strong. It's not pliable. Do you know what I mean? It's just strong steel. It does what it wants, and he wears it, and he challenges its strength with his own sort of thing. Yeah, and then you've got like all these cuts as well. He's fucking bleeding, dude. This one, this render on the left, he's bleeding. Look, he's cut. He doesn't give a fuck, but he's bleeding, dude. You know? And he also looks dirty. There's like some shades of dirt and grime here on the muscles. And he's ripped as. Like, look how ripped he is. And then you got this sash here. This sash around the waist. And, oh, man. This is just, it's a perfect character render. I can't explain how perfect it is, right? You can't get this fucking render anywhere complete. You can't. This thing does not exist. I've tried everything to find this render. I've tried everything. And every so often I'll put a tweet out or a Facebook post and say, does anyone have this render? Like 10 years later, still chasing the fucking thing. Because like, that's how I am with like, I guess it is an obsession with Mortal Kombat art. I try and have everything I can in the highest quality, the highest res. I don't give a fuck about file size. Right. I have some of the Mortal Kombat trailers. You remember that one with the like katana running over the rooftops, and it was a live action chick with like fucking huge fake tits, and she's like running over she's dressed up as katana or something. It was like sort of black and white, running over the rooftops and that. They sent that video out, and it was like, I don't know, 100 megabytes or something, the link to it or whatever. And then I found like the proper press one, and it was 8 gig. I've got that one, and you can't even notice a difference, but there is one. You may not notice it, you know, because I'm just like that. I want all the assets in the best quality. I want the longevity to last, you know. And I remember once, we were getting somewhere with Warner Brothers. We were finally making some ground, and they were starting to give us like a bit of better quality stuff. And then one of the things came out, and it wasn't this trailer, it was a different one, and it was like, I don't know, 2 gig or something. And then one of the guys, one of the fan sites, I forget who it was, went, 2 gig, can you make it any smaller? And I'm like, oh, you fuckwit. And I messaged him, I went, dude, we've been trying to get this stuff high quality for like so long, and then you come along and say you can't download a 2 gig file. Like, do you want to be on a press list or not? You know? And then he's like, oh yeah, you're right. He sort of shut the fuck up after that. You know, oh man, it was frustrating. It was very frustrating. How's it going, Christopher Van Vliet and Silent Hill? Roll. Sorry, catching up on the chat. I'm slow. I'm stupid. Yeah, so we finally got somewhere, and then he complained about large file size, and I told him, can you retract it? You know, please, just don't complain that we're finally getting good stuff. I think he did, and that was all good. So, in regards to MK9 renders, I got a lot of renders from MK9 and a lot of concept arts, like now full quality, but I'm still missing a lot. Like, and this old website had 2 renders that never came out after this. The Liu Kang one that was sort of like that, never got it full size. Same thing, the feet are dark and half opaque. And this Shao Kahn one. Then there was the Raiden one, I've got that one. The Scorpion one, got that one. The Melina one, got that one, full quality. Yeah, so it was mainly these 2. Hey, Support Gaming, how's it going? Oh yeah, I've been around. Yeah, so. But, yeah, I guess I just thought if I did this video too, it might put some... Someone out there might have this render. Like, a lot of people say if you don't have it, no one does. Like, people know I'm, like, hardcore with this stuff. People like Tabmock know I'm hardcore, and Tabmock's hardcore as well with digital assets. And, you know, sometimes you just got to put the word out and rely on people. Even though I'm total MK, I don't have access to PR assets in Brazil, or sometimes I get access, but you know, there's a lot of assets I don't have access to around the world, and sometimes they get different stuff, and you need to rely on the community, and this is one of those cases where I'm asking for help on the community. Even if I can just get this as a JPEG, would be so great, just to have it in full quality, because it's such a great piece of art, you know, but you can't fucking get it, and we're stuck with the goofy card key art. Hey Luke, love your videos so much. Imagine if the NetherRealm Studios made a full Shao Kahn Origins MK games somehow open world too with Conquest. Yeah, no, that would be awesome, dude. I mean, if they made a Mortal Kombat Mythology Shao Kahn, you know, essentially, it would be fantastic. You know, Kahn does have a very rich history. They've talked about it. Anaga talked about how Shao Kahn was an advisor. He was like Raiden for Outworld. He saw his opportunity to steal Outworld from Anaga, and he did that. He betrayed Anaga and took Outworld and became like a really good sort of ruler, even though no one likes him. Like, Anaga is like, you know, emperor indeed, and blah, 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 blah. He was pissed off. And then you hear Quan Chi talk about him. He's nothing but a peasant ruler of a long dead realm. You know, like, no one seems to like Shao Kahn. And it's because he's an asshole, essentially. Shao Kahn is the big bad guy of Mortal Kombat. No one's ever really come close. He's a piece of shit, really. You know, and that's what makes him a good villain. You know, on top of him being a piece of shit, he's very skilled. He's very powerful. He's mega strong. You know, you can't trust him. Like, people are afraid of this guy. You know, the only ones who aren't afraid of him are the slave girls from MK9. Whatever happened to them? I love that. That was the coolest fucking... You know, when you're one with Shao Kahn, and the girl would come in the chains, all tied up, and she'd be like, ah. They'll never do that again. They'll never do it again, because the fucking landscape now of the cesspool that is social media says you can't have stuff like that anymore. Excuse me. But yeah, he killed Johnny Cage in Annihilation. He did. You know, I always say it, the first 5 minutes of Annihilation, I love the first 5 minutes. I love the whole intro until Raiden says, Carter's opened the portal. And I'm like, yep, that's where I want to turn off the movie. Because I know what's coming after that. But like, the whole start, the whole invasion, like, yeah, I know some of the effects are bad. You know, the Johnny Cage shadow kick, some of the green screen's really bad and stuff. But what's going on is like perfect. He just invades. He's just like, fuck it. He just opens a big portal and sends all his warriors in. That's cool. So, what was that? Social media these days is garbage. Always trying to censor everything. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I know, man. I know. The Venom Carnage film is rated only. It's only rated 12. Is that what's 12? Oh, that's you're in the UK, so BBFC Mortal Kombat games are 15, so that means it's like PG-13. Oh, that's terrible, dude. There's not really much carnage, is there? With Shao Kahn and Rico were the ones and the same MK4 hinted at. Why NetherRealm dropped this? I'm not sure, man. They could still. I don't think they've like changed that storyline totally, have they? Did they segregate the Rico storyline? He hasn't really been in Mortal Kombat actually since Armageddon, so it probably hasn't been changed. Sorry, I got to think about all this stuff, man. I haven't played Armageddon for a while. A full story mode that has everything Shao Kahn. Yeah, see that would be fantastic. It really would, because you could set up the character even from an early age being a bit aggressive or untrustworthy. You got to do it right though. You can't do it corny. You got to like play it cool and take your time exploring the character. But you could like set up that like, you know, even when he was 10, you couldn't trust Shao Kahn. You know, because that's essentially what he's like now. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, he maybe gets bullied by other kids. Yeah, they'd never make this game. You know, and then he bulks up. And then he bullies them back. You know what I mean? But he wins this time. You know? And that leads him down the road of being Shao Kahn. You know, learning how to crush his enemies before they crush him. You know, there's definitely some storyline ideas to be explored there, for sure. You know, MK isn't dark at all these days. Oh, it is a little bit. A little bit. Did you read the article on Charlie Hunnam and like the fact Johnny Cage next movie? No, I didn't. But I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. I could be wrong though. He's a pretty boy. I don't think I don't know if he could be Cage. He's got the pretty boy look down for it, but I don't think he has that smart alecky sort of look that they always put in the Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? He's a great actor though. Fuck, he was great in Sons of Anarchy. He's great in everything he does, really. A lot of people, it's funny, I speak to a lot of people about TV shows, because everyone has their TV shows they watch. And Sons of Anarchy is very divisive, because a lot of people really hate bikies. And the thing that's funny is, I'm not much of a fan of bikies myself. I don't like this criminal lifestyle. And I mean, not all bikies are like that, I guess. You could make that argument. I'm talking about the bad ones. You know, but I just watch the show because the show to me is just a show. Do you know what I mean? I don't believe bikies are like, oh, Sons of Anarchy put a spotlight on how they are. So a lot of people seem to think that. They think because Sons of Anarchy was really popular and it showed bikies doing this stuff and killing each other, that must be how they really are in real life. And I've never thought that. I mean, I guess you could make some of the arguments. It's true to some degree, but Sons of Anarchy always put the dial up to 11 on everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just, for me, it was just entertainment. Deception hidden in the reason Shao Kahn is obsessed with conquering realms is due to being manipulated by the one being from behind the scenes. Subconsciously and unaware. Yeah, the one being thing is kind of confusing. Not gonna lie. I don't think it's ever really been clarified what the fuck the one being is. Because I think I asked Tabmock about this. I'm like, dude, I'm even confused about this one being thing. Because it's always just referenced, the one being. But they never really said who the fuck it is or what is it. I think it was like some consciousness of like of entities or something. Like, I don't know, like, there's something strange. I don't remember. I did ask Tabmock about it though. I'm like, can you clarify this one being thing? I've forgotten. Gameplay Mortal Kombat Ultimate. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Oh, did you guys see my my EJB blocker? This is, I've just built this one for Tabmock. I've got to reverse the connector. I put the connector in wrong. But yeah, did you guys see? This is how I found that code in Mortal Kombat. See, bright lights, bright lights. But yeah, it does the Ed Boon code for you. Check this out. So I push the MK2 button. You hook it up to your arcade, and you just clip it onto the block buttons, and it sends the signals. It sends the presses, so you don't have to do it. It'll do it for you. One push. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do a YouTube video on how to build one. They just built out a Raspberry Pi Picos. So Raspberry Pi Picos. I've been obsessed with these guys lately. This is a different one. This was a mouse clicker. I adapted it from a YouTube video. I wanted to use it in Pokemon Go to tap the screen when the battles, because I hate tapping the screen like this. I get sick of it, and I thought I could just make this, flick the switch, and the mouse would move to that region and tap the button, and it all worked. But then it turns out that Pokemon Go blocks using an external mouse, so you can't use it. It works on every other game except Pokemon Go. But yeah, I've been doing all these Pico projects in lockdown, and even when we weren't locked down. There's another one here. Look, I'm surrounded by them. Really, I've just been obsessed. It's just been fun to like learn something new, how to program these things. See, I've got about 15 Picos. This is the first one that I started, and this is supposed to be the anti. This is the one that's supposed to block the Ed Boon code, and I'm kind of stuck with this one at the moment, so it's just kind of sitting here. And then off the back of that one, I made the automatic one, and the automatic one just worked perfectly. Didn't need any adjusting. So the one to stop the Ed Boon code doesn't work as great because, well, it just needs more conditions, and every time you add a condition, then you get bugs around that condition, and you sort of have to get it like perfect, because I wanted it to only interfere with the arcade machine. I didn't want it to interfere when someone's playing the game normally, and I tested it and it was interfering all the time. It was sending block pushes in the middle of matches, and I'm like, nah, this isn't working. I need it to only send a block push. When someone pushes the button 10 times, the player 2 block button 10 times, it then sends the push, and then like, I don't know, it waits, you know, a whole solid 2 seconds, so the 10 pushes have to occur within a 2-second limit, and then it does it. It sounds complicated, and I even coded it up, but as soon as you add those timers, it starts crashing all over the place, starts acting weird, you know. It's like, fuck, what have I got myself into? But I mean, do you guys have any input on these renders? Like, what do you guys think? Do you all think the left one's better? Do any of you out there like the right one better? I'm curious. Because for me, I just think that one on the left is so good. And they never fucking used it. I don't get it. How do you not use that render? How do you not use this shit? It's like so perfect. Compared to this one. Oh, man. The right one was a manual for Super Nintendo. Well, it is concept art, so that is fair enough. You know? You like the one with the glowing red eyes? Exactly, man. Like, that's it. I mean, it just adds so much personality. The left one resembles the classic MK2 3 version, yeah. You like both? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't hate the one on the right, to be fair. I just, as I said, I just think the one on the left does it better. Do you know what I mean? The stance is better. They don't show his mouth. The eyes are red. The armor looks different. He's bleeding. He's got the mallet. None of this stuff exists in the right one, or it's different, where it looks goofy to me a bit. The paleness is because it's concept art. It's supposed to be sort of bright. Yeah. that's what's great about the render. It has all this lighting, all this light striking it from different angles before they render it out as a flat image. But you can see the shadow cast here under the gauntlet on his shoulder there. You can see the shadows. You see the shadows there on his arms where the elbow joint is, and there's a lot of shadowing here around the rib cage and stuff, you know. While that exists on here, like, it really looks more realistic on the left side one. Yeah. Not a fan of either, never liked him. Okay, fair enough, Nomad. That's your opinion. I mean, this video was just about Kahn, really. I just felt like talking about how different these two pieces of art are, and I just find it strange that they went with the right one for everything. I just find that really weird. Maybe this, like, the artist that did this left one, like left Netherrealm or something, got fired or something, and they're like, oh, we can't use his work. Maybe there's, like, more to it than I know. Because, like I said, this thing disappeared. The only way I have it is because I downloaded it off the website. That's the only way this fucker exists. I don't think I have it any other way. I'm trying to think if I ever found this with the legs intact. I might have found it once, small with the legs intact too, maybe. But left one is drawn out. What do you mean by drawn out? Excuse me. So that's the question. The one being is supposed to be powerful and energy. Consumed by the essence of the older god. It's still unknown why. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the unknown thing that makes it confusing. They made the Kombat ogre to separate it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, they shattered the consciousness. Because it's in that reverse speech video I did. They shattered the consciousness into the Kombat ogres. The consciousness of the one being. But who was the fucking one being? You know, they never really said who it was. You even said it, a powerful entity that consumed the essence of the elder gods. But no one said who or what the fuck it is. They just said entity. That can be anything, right? Why do they make renders like this for MK characters? Never understood. It's besides the lighting, like you said, and the cool details. All these masterpiece renders, they make it this year. Love them all. Yeah, I know they're great, Bethesda. And that's why I really try and keep a really extensive archive of MK art, you know. And I've got a lot. Believe me, I've got a lot of things that people don't have. Especially MKDC, and I know a lot of you don't like Mortal Kombat DC, but that's probably I have probably the best collection of renders for one Mortal Kombat game. I have every character from Mortal Kombat DC, every single one that they released, as a layered Photoshop image. So that means I can load up the picture of Sub-Zero and drop out the background and keep his freeze effect intact without damaging the art. Because I see a lot of people cut them out as JPEG and it fucks with the art because it doesn't keep that transparency correct. So I have all of them, except there was a Dark Kahn render at the end and then Midway disbanded, and I never got that one because that was the last one. So I never got the Dark Kahn render. I got it as a JPEG, but I never got the Photoshop high quality one. And they did update 3 renders, the Sub-Zero one, the Catwoman one, and the Scorpion one. They added a harpoon into the Scorpion one. They made the bat signal yellow behind Catwoman, and they changed Sub-Zero's stance in the way he's standing in his render. And I've got them from the game. I ripped them out from the game. But I don't have them at all in a high res. But I also got all the European renders for MKDC. Those really cool, really high res, really detailed. And they never came out in the US market. They were for Europe. And they're fucking awesome. They're really good renders. Amazing. It's kind of funny how some regions get some things and some get others. Okay, and introduce Chronica. And the Titans, yeah. They existed before the Elder Gods. Yeah, I know. I hated all that Titan shit. They didn't need it. They really didn't need it. Like, all these games we've had the Elder Gods, and we've never known who the fuck they are. And that's all that was needed. The Elder Gods were like the upper echelon, right? And then you had Realm Gods, like Raiden, or Fujin, or Shao Kahn before he became a traitor, you know, who had godlike powers, who were able to act as advisors and protect their realms from foreign threats, you know. And that was a nice little tiered system. You had sort of Earthrealm's champion, which is like Liu Kang. He's like the most experienced fighter in the world. He's the guy that's defended Earth in Mortal Kombat. He's like the ultimate human character. He's got the most experience, the most knowledge. You know, he's the wisest, whatever, right? He's almost godlike, like almost, because he is the greatest, right? And then you have above him Raiden, who is god-like, who does protect our realm, has power, can do things, but even his power is limited. If he goes to another realm, he loses his powers, like when he goes to Outworld and MK2, you know, so even he has limits. And then you have Elder Gods above him, who have even more power than Raiden does, can do whatever they want, sort of go anywhere, but don't like to interfere, don't like to use their powers. You know what I mean? That was like a perfect tiered system, and now they've just introduced other shit just to muddle it up. You know? I think the problem is you got too many new riders on the Mortal Kombat games. You know, I don't like to hate on riders. You know, I really don't. But sometimes, and if any of you have watched the Too Many Cooks video on YouTube, too many cooks, too many cooks. It takes a lot to make a stew. Too many cooks can spoil the broth. Just to quote that video, too many cooks can spoil the broth. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't want too many writers in there, or with their own ideas. Writers always have their own ideas, and they conflict with other writer ideas, and then shit gets messed up. You know? You've never seen that one? Oh my god. You need to look that up, dude. Too Many Cooks is one of the greatest videos on YouTube ever. It makes fun of every sitcom intro ever. And it does it so well. Look it up. It's fantastic. It's had so many views that it has its own logo. You know when a YouTube video has the title in text? There's no text title. It's actually a graphic of the Too Many Cooks logo from the video. So it's got a special... Only certain videos get that honor. They have to get like over 1 billion views or something. I think that one has it, and the Gangnam Style had it. They're the only two I can think of that had that. But I'm sure there's more out there. So the hierarchy is one being Titans, Elder Gods, Realm Gods, Mortals. Yeah, pretty much. Until they just add something new above Titans. No, they're the Mega Titans. The Mega Titans are better than the Titans. And the Titans are better than the Elder Gods. You know what I mean? You add too much shit, it starts getting stupid. You know what I mean? It just starts getting ridiculous. It's already ridiculous. But I mean, it was still like a pretty structured system. Hello, Vinny. How's it going, man? Where you been, bro? It's something like that, Bethesda, 1 billion or something. It's some crazy amount of views to get the specialty logo. Oh, you moved, dude. Oh, I get your invites, dude. I do get your invites on the raids. But sometimes I just don't have a pass, or sometimes I wonder if there's enough people to do it. And so if it's a level 5, I sort of stopped doing random invites to level 5s, because I kept going in on them, and then there'd be one person in there, and they think that because I'm the greatest at Pokemon Go, that we can take it down. It doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? And I'll lose my pass. So, excuse me. It's not Corona. It's called a irritated throat. I hope it's not Corona. Oh man, it's getting hot in here. Well, it's cold today, I guess. I've got my heater on. See, I live in Melbourne and we're locked down. Locked down. I can't go anywhere unless I gotta go fucking exercise. It's been fucking boring. I live with my electronics now. My electronics are my friends. I don't need any of you. I don't need real life. I've got my electronics! It's like that some days. Oh, thanks, Bethesda. Yeah, I'm alright, man. Oh, by the way, guys, I'll give for those of you here who are TMK fans and have been waiting for Outworld 2, I'll give you a little update. We're getting very close to releasing it, right? I don't want to. We decided we didn't want to rush it out because we worked so. It's been so long to get this thing done, and if we just rush it out, it'll be for nothing. It'll be ruined, right? So when it comes out, there's going to be merch. There will be merch. There'll be shirts. There'll be hoodies. I think mugs. And we will have enamel badges. Now, we actually have the badges. We have prototypes of the badges. Well, Alex has them. I don't have them here. I can't even show you. But I probably wouldn't want to show you because they're going to be changed again. They're going to be made bigger. So you'll get able to buy, you know how badges are all the rage? You'll be able to buy an Outlaw Tours badge, and they look sick. Like, and at the moment we had a smaller size. We thought they'd be cool, and they're cool, but we think they'll look even better with the larger size. So we're going to get the larger size made and sent out, and then when we approve it, we're going to get some made. Yep. And then once we're good with all the merch, then we'll be close to releasing the show. MK Reconciliation. Okay. I know Alex was watching Morty Kombat, which was a guy in like Mortal Kombat levels or something, sort of like me. But his was done, I think, as pure comedy. Where mine has comedy, but it's not purely comedy, I guess you could say. I'd say the comedy makes up a big percentage of the videos, but I wouldn't say it's all about the comedy. But yeah. Oh man. So, hey Vin, is that considered regional or metro? Where you are now? Are you free or not free? I ain't free. I'm just here with all my Raspberry Pi Picos and shoes. And that was a Jerky Boys reference for those who picked that up. Maybe he left. Oh, man. Oh, well. I mean, I guess that's all I wanted to say about Shao Kahn. You have an MK show in the works. There'll be more information about it soon, Bethesda. There'll be a video. Keep an eye out for it. Yeah. When it's up, it's up. We'll have all the details in the video. Did you ever see Outworld Tours Bethesda? Where I fought evil TMK? I talked about the levels and I green screened myself into the levels. Anyway, the new one's really good. Because, like, the old series, I did the old series, except for the last episode. And then my editor, Alex, came on and did the last episode. And Alex is a legend with After Effects. And I don't know anything about After Effects. So, my effects were really bad and shit. And bad lines. So I was just doing it all myself. And I was just a bit lazy with it. Whereas Alex makes sure everything, all the lines that are used are good quality. If I have to do it another take, I'll do another take. And it's just easier having someone there to help me make it when you're just making it yourself and not caring sort of thing. Like, it's not that I didn't care. I just thought it was decent enough because it was sort of a joke. But having Alex do this whole series, the quality is really great on all the episodes. Fantastic. You know, if anyone's ever watched that last episode from the first series, you can see how great the quality is, and that is now in the new season for all the episodes. Yeah, it's that one. No, it has been continued. That's the thing. It's been worked on the whole time. There's just been holes because Alex, because I know Alex. Alex is a friend of mine. He's been doing it when he's had downtime, right? And the thing that you guys might not know about working on projects, especially video projects and movie projects, some movies take years to get made. Like, I've worked on movies that have taken years to get made, and then they come out. And people are like, I thought you did that, like, years ago. And I'm like, yeah, I did. It's been in editing, or, you know, they've been changing stuff behind the scenes, and, you know, you don't hear about it. You just do your work, and that comes out when it comes out. Some movies don't ever come out, right? And Outworld Tours, like, had a whole lot of different production sort of stops. So the first thing we did, we made scripts, and then I said we should probably have a poster, like, to promote it. And then we did a photo shoot one day of the poster, and then he made the poster, and that was more work. So he did the scripts, then he did the poster, and in between them, not everything happened on back to back. He didn't just make the whole thing together. There would be other jobs in between that he have to do, that he does for a living. So when he had time, he would do these things in between, you know. And then it went from doing a poster to then doing episodes. And I think we did one episode every week, 1 or 2 episodes every week. We filmed the green screen, so it took one day to do one episode. We'd set up the green screen, I'd do my lines, we'd record everything, get it all wrapped up and done. And then the episodes had to be edited. And then we had to do sound. And then we had sound going on. And all this has just been going on over 10 years, like, honestly. And there were times when there was a lot of downtime because Alex was working on another project at the same time that was like mine. And I always joke about it with Alex. It's not his fault. I always say that other project was like the worst thing that could have happened to my project. I'm like, because it just hung around like an old fart. And because he had to work on this one, he gets paid for the other one. My one he doesn't get paid for. But the other one was so demanding that my one took a back seat to it. And I thought, like, it would get done and go away, but it literally lingered as long as Outworld Tours did. Do you know what I mean? It just kept fucking. No, they want a Blu-ray now. Make the Blu-ray. No, make all the behind the scenes videos. Like, and it was just having to do all this work, and I was just like, fucking this other fucking thing. You know, I was like, and yeah, that's why, you know. Nothing that could have been done, really, you know. And I don't wish it. I don't have any ill feelings towards that other documentary or anything. I'm just like, it's annoying because of my situation. It made mine super delayed, you know, because it was priority over mine, you know. So, but when it comes out, you guys will love it. It was never cancelled. Never cancelled, dude. It was a lot of work. It really was. Like, every episode, everything we've done on this season's been a lot of work. Every episode I have to get up, I'd have to pack my car, I'd have to put the green screen in, all the lights in, my Outworld Tours outfit, which was just a t-shirt really. The same shoes, the same jeans, which I just threw all that. I kept the shoes for like 10 years. Like, I just chucked them out. I'm like, fuck it, I'm chucking them out. I kept all the old shoes because the shoes were sometimes changing in different mediums, and I'm just like, who cares? I don't think anyone's going to really notice. You know, and so I'd have to pack all that stuff. And then I'd bring Coke, because I drink a lot of Coke. I drink Pepsi Max now, vanilla. And it was just a big thing. Yeah, big thing. That was how I'd get through those shoots. I'm just a soft drink monster. It's not good. I drink too much soft drink, you know. It's called Outworld Tours. The new one will be called Season 2. You can actually watch episode 1, dude. Like, I did a promotion, and I released episode 1 like a few years ago. I don't have the link handy though. But yeah. Anyway, keep an eye out for it. I think you guys will like it. I might wrap this video up. It's been an hour long. I've said all I wanted to say about this Kahn render, but I am looking for this Kahn render on the left. If you know anyone that has it, please send it my way. Because I really like that bit of art. What's my opinion on YouTube flagging MK videos because of music from MK 1, 2, and 3? I had 54 videos blocked because of that shit, and I'm not a fan at all. You know, but I will say this: I did have some of them overturned. I did a test one, because with YouTube you have to be careful. You can't just appeal all 54 videos. If 3 of them get knocked back, then that's 3 strikes and your channel's gone. So it's really slow, and it takes a month. You can maybe do 2 at a time, and I have 54. It's going to take a long time to, like, get them reinstated, unblocked. But I did do one. I typed in, "This isn't fair. This video was uploaded a long time ago. I'm not using the new remastered tracks. This is, like, old stuff." You can tell from the upload date. The remastered tracks weren't even out then. Like, it's in your identified title. And that got released and allowed. So I'll have to try it on the others. And sometimes you can't argue that, because I argued that the video was educational because I was showing my Mortal Kombat collection. So it's sort of a reference point, you know. So I have to argue. You have to argue the use is a fair use. It has to be either parody or satire, reporting news, educational. There's some other ones I'm forgetting. And so if you can't make that case, it's a risk to argue that your video is fair use. You know, because it's not, if it's not in one of those categories, you know, and there's no other way to get it unblocked than other than say, no, my video is fair use. It's the only way you can unblock a video on YouTube, other than if you own the video. And I don't own any of the Mortal Kombat music, so you would just mute the videos and replace the tracks. You can't. That's the problem. All those videos where I'm playing Mortal Kombat and they're getting flagged, I can't just replace the music, because then all the sound effects get taken out. It doesn't always work. And a lot of the times when I do a video, and I had Mortal Kombat music in the background while I was talking, that means my audio and that music were on top of each other. And if I take out the identified, where it identifies the music, it takes out my talking with it and ruins the video. So you can't do that. If it was just a video that just had music over the top, and there's a few of them on my channel, yeah, you can change it. But a lot of the videos for me, it won't work on. It's just the way the corporate world works. They decided to sell the Mortal Kombat music. You know, maybe it's my own fault. I always pioneered for them to release the Mortal Kombat music, and now they have, and then it fucked me. Maybe I should have kept my fucking mouth shut and not said, get all the Mortal Kombat music out. I'd buy it, because now it's like fucked with my channel, and 54 videos are blocked in weird countries like Syria, North Korea, Cuba, Iran. They're the 4 countries it's blocked in. Like, why those 4 countries? That makes no sense. Why those 4 countries? It's so fucking weird. The way this thing acts is so strange. The block that it blocks in Cuba, Syria, North Korea, and Iran. It doesn't block it in any English-speaking country, Australia. It blocks it in those countries. It's so strange that it works that way. And yeah, and it looked like they sort of decreased the aggressiveness of identifying, but it's still identifying videos, you know. Yeah. Well, my argument is, and they see the problem is that they could probably always just come back and say, we never said he could use the Mortal Kombat music, and that's the problem. They just be greedy fucks, and they can always say that. We never said that you could use the subway track, but the thing was, I used it for years, and there was no copyright attached to the music until now. They made a copyright now, and it's just the way the system works. Because they make it a copyright now, that means they can go after everything that you did previously, which is ridiculous, I think. I don't think that should be allowed. I think it should just be moving forward. I'm like, okay, I know now that this is copyright now, and using it is not a good idea, because it's going to get flagged and blocked in Cuba, Syria, North Korea, and Iran. I don't like there being blocks on my videos anywhere, to be honest. And I don't like having my monetization taken away from the videos. And it's not always the money. Remember, guys, people always seem to think it's about the money. And I mean, it is to a degree. We all like to get paid. But my videos don't even make enough to get me paid. Anyway, like, together they work as a nice little team, and I might get $50 a month because I have a big back catalogue of videos, right? But that's because I have a big back catalogue. It's not because that one video makes all this money. It doesn't. My videos aren't successful enough to make me money, and I don't sell merch. I don't have Patreon. I don't do any of this shit. Oh yeah, please. I stream sometimes. And people can donate to me if they want, but I don't like to pressure people into doing that, because I know what it's like to be poor, and no one should have to give me money. Do you know what I mean? And I don't like when the same people who donate to me just keep donating, because I think that's unfair, that they should have to do all the work with their wallets. Let some other people throw $1 at me or something. Do you know what I mean? And if you can't afford it, just don't throw anything at me. I don't care. But you know what I'm saying? I just don't like people that are that greedy, really. I just don't want to be like that. But the problem is that when your videos get demonetized, it's not that they take the money away. The video then is not recommended at all. You search the video, you click on, you watch another Mortal Kombat video, that video won't come up and recommend to watch that one, because it was marked. Even though, and even if you get it unblocked, it seems to still say blocked and not recommended as well. So getting hit is like the worst thing ever, because you lose the engagement or links to other videos. You lose some traffic. You lose traffic, and traffic is very important. So that's the thing. It's like blocking the video in Cuba, North Korea, Iran, and Saudi Arabia. It's like, I don't even know what my traffic is from those regions, but I'm sure there are some people there who watch my videos, and they should be able to. Why should they be blocked? It's not their fault that I used the wrong... Well, I didn't use anything wrong. That I used that music, and it wasn't copyright, and now it is. So it's like... What can I do, man? It's just... It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Outlaw never came back. He said he'd come back. Maybe he's just lurking. Yeah. Way back in the day when YouTube was actually good. Well, that's the thing, right, guy? YouTube didn't used to be owned by Google, and when Google didn't own YouTube, it was the best thing ever. I'll say that. As soon as Google bought it, my channel started going down. Like, no joke. Like, from the time that they bought it, it was they didn't like my opinions. They didn't like my rants, you know. And because I didn't get enough traffic on said rant, if I had got a lot of traffic, they wouldn't have cared. But because I wasn't getting a lot of traffic, they then like sort of go after your videos and block them. Especially when you speak out about things like VidCon and how Hank Green is a hypocrite for you know, basically apologizing to Anita Sarkeesian for being bullied at a panel when she was the bully who actually attacked someone in the crowd, and they didn't even say sorry to that guy, another YouTuber. I called that out, mate. Since that, you can just tell the channel, they suppressed the channel, because I met with YouTube, and they work with the VidCon people. They're like a corporate partner. Do you know what I mean? It's not like YouTube owns VidCon. Maybe they do. I don't know. But they work. When I was at the YouTube thing, they would talk about VidCon. You know, we'll get you passes to VidCon Australia, and then they didn't do any of that. You know, because I did that video. Whereas the old YouTube, when the original people owned it, no one fucked my channel. Could say whatever I wanted about YouTube, and no one cared. It was your platform. You could say whatever you wanted. No one interfered. Yeah. I had YouTube literally delete all my private messages from all you guys, all my fans. They're all gone. And like I told you even in this video how I like to keep everything. How I'm an archivist. I've kept all my emails. Every email that I've ever been sent, I got it. You know what I mean? And they just one day just deleted all the private messages from my YouTube account. And I wasn't uploading at that time. Oh, no, sorry. I was uploading, but it didn't mention it anywhere in the dashboard. They just deleted them. And then they're like, oh, we sent you an email. And I'm like, I never got any email. I looked. There was no email from YouTube saying we're going to delete everything. And then they're like, a month later, I met with YouTube in face-to-face. A month after they were deleted. And they're like, oh, yeah, we can recover them. And then they wouldn't do it. Like, as soon as, like, that face-to-face meeting was over, and I went back behind the computer screen, back behind, email, they're like, oh, yeah, we looked, and I can't do it. They're deleted. And I'm like, bullshit. You can recover them from a server backup. I kept telling this guy, you've got a server backup. And he's going, no, we don't. They were deleted. I'm like, no, you have a server backup. You know what I mean? And I lost all those messages from all my fans, like, in the heyday of my channel. They're all gone. I had even one guy in there who committed suicide. He was part of the Mortal Kombat community, and he sent me a few messages on there, and they were the only place I had them, and they're gone. You know? It's fucked. YouTube just don't give a shit. No, it's not Dan Forden that's flagging them. He sets it up, dude. He sets it up. He doesn't sit there and go, oh yeah, fuck him. Flag. No, he sets up a thing that it identifies his music, and then it gets taken down because he's now selling the original tracks. You know? And I'm fine with him selling the rest of the tracks. But, like, it could have set up something to not go after people, not go after any videos prior to these new ones prior to his music being sold. Maybe only moving forward. Do you know what I mean? I think that's how it should have been done. But it doesn't work that way. Alright, I think I'm going to end the video now. I've said my piece about Shao Kahn. The left Shao Kahn render, loads better. Like I said, if anyone's got it out there, I'd love to have it. This render can piss off. This is the best one. I'm looking for a full size. If anyone's got it, let me know. If you want to send it to me, you want to stay anonymous, send it to me. I promise I won't give out your information. You know, if you can get me this render, I'd really appreciate it. It's just it's a really nice piece of art. And I'd like to have it properly, not with the legs fucking half opaque and all black and shit. I can't see the fucking thing properly, and it's low res. You know, I'm lucky I've even got it in that res, really. But I'd like a proper full-size render of this great piece of artwork. I don't even know who did this one, but it's fucking awesome. It's just perfect. It is perfect. But yeah, I want to thank everyone in the chat. Thanks for hanging out. It's been fun. And I hope you enjoyed me talking shit about this Shao Kahn render and other things. And yeah, might see you next time for another, you know, I don't know what I'll call this, 1 hour video with TMK. Yeah.